Hello there everyone. Today, just a few hours ago, the demo dropped for a game that I have been looking forward to, and that is Balan Wonderworld, a 3D mascot platformer being published by Square Enix. However, it is being created by the guy that made Sonic the Hedgehog and also Knights, which is why, if you noticed, the mascot for this game looks suspiciously similar to the character from Knights. So if you are wondering why, that is why. So obviously, with that kind of pedigree, I've been looking forward to this game. But I've been kind of cautious because every time I see gameplay of this game, even though it looks amazing, it just looks kind of basic for a 3D platformer, and it looks a little too easy. And one of the big things that they are advertising about this game is all the different types of power-ups and stuff you can get. However, whenever I see gameplay of a power-up, like for example, one of the power-ups is this train costume, but it looked like the only thing it was used for is to bypass certain areas that require you to go on a train track. So effectively, it seemed like it was more of a key to get to a spot rather than it actually being a power-up per se. So that's something I'm going to be scrutinizing as I go through this demo. So I'm really glad they have a demo so I can see how it is before deciding if I want to buy the game, because I think this is going to go for $60, which is full retail price. And some people might consider that kind of high in the modern year for a 3D platformer, since 3D platformers are obviously not as mainstream as they once were outside of things like first-party Nintendo games, like Mario, for example. But anyways, there's also a co-op feature I saw them post about, and so if I like this demo enough, I might try to get my brother to play it with me, and then we can get a co-op playthrough as well. But for now, I'm playing it by myself, and let me make sure that the invert Y is on. Camera controls, vertical movement, inverted. Return to the previous menu. I had to go down. Audio, we can leave that there. Controls, that's the only option. I wonder if there will be more options once the game is out. This game is coming out March 26th, I think. You might want to check that yourself. Actually, I'll check that myself after I record this, and if it's right, I won't correct myself, but if I was wrong, I will put a comment saying when the game's coming out. Assuming I even remember that. So, new game. I'm playing this on the Switch, by the way. The demo for Steam is not out yet, but I'm actually kind of glad I get to test this on the Switch because I really want to see how this game's performance on the Switch is, because I've been getting burned a lot recently in terms of the optimization of Switch games. Anyways, you can play as male or female. I think I like how both of them look, but I think I'll play the male just because he has that Sonic the Hedgehog hair, so we have to pay homage that way. And the blonde one I think is just the main guy. There's no dirty blonde. My hair is dirty blonde, but this will be the closest thing. Leo Craig and Emma Cole. Had to look at their actual names. Also, I'm recording this at 60 FPS, but I actually do not know if this runs at 60 FPS, especially on the Switch or not. But yeah, all of the style and presentation of this game looks really nice, and something I appreciate a lot is that this whole game's theme is about musical theater, and I have a pretty big background in theater myself, so I definitely appreciate that sort of thing. I wonder if you could get a different intro if you play it as the female. I don't know how sizable this demo is either because I haven't watched any of it. Oh, is this the intro? Is this the opening? The initial trailer started with this. That's why I was getting excited, because it's a really good trailer. It's what got me interested in the game in the first place. Those definitely not chocobos are called Tims, I think. This is Square Enix after all. It's really weird that Square Enix is publishing a 3D platformer. just because that is not what I associate with Square Enix. So clips of this cutscene were definitely used for the original trailer, but there's more here than what was originally shown in the trailer. The little reflective sparkles in his hat look really well rendered. Really solid character design, honestly. And like I said, it's obviously very reminiscent of Knights, which is not a style that you see in any other kind of place. And here's the musical theater aspect. So I'm actually just really excited to see what kind of musical theater type elements can show up in here. There's probably a lot of songs and stuff like that. It's a really well-directed cutscene. Definitely sets the tone of the game. Or at least what I assume the tone of the game to be. I mean, the game could be way different than that. And I'm just misled right now. Isle of Tims. Yeah, that's what the definitely not chocobos are called. So this definitely does not look like it's running at 60 FPS right now. So that's the first thing I want to assess. Can we move? Whoa, that camera speed is slow. Why am I in first person? Okay, the camera speed seems a bit faster now. B jump, naturally. The physics feel a little weird. This is definitely not 60 FPS, by the way. Even though the video will say it is. I just wanted to have it record at 60 just in case it was. I don't know if it's going to be locked at 30. I mean, it would make sense if you could get higher on PC. Get down. Seems like Y is also jump. Actually, all the face buttons are jump right now. So I wonder if this game is just going to be very simplistic in terms of inputs, but just have a lot of contextual stuff, which is where the challenge lies. It's making me think of like a Chow Garden or something. So the physics definitely do not feel like Mario. You don't really feel like you have any sort of weight because you can pretty much stop in place. You don't slide at all. Get out of there! Why do these Tims keep going in my hands? Trying to experiment with the physics here. Yeah, literally every single button either does nothing or it's a jump. So I think they just want you to move around right now. Just looking at everything. These floating statues. So the first level in the game, the first world in the game, which is also what this demo is going to be for, I'm pretty sure, is a farm-themed level. And the whole concept of each level in this game is that each world, sorry, not level, world, which comprises levels, I assume, which is comprised of levels, I assume, is based around an individual who's having some sort of problem. And so, for example, this farm, like, I think the farmer is having trouble with his crops or something like that. And then you go and help him. And You go on the farm, but it's sort of like you're also going into his mind palace, sort of. This is literally just the vibe I was getting from watching stuff. I mean, it might be literally different, but it seemed like you're going and helping them with their problems, but not only are you like literally fixing the physical problem, but you're kind of seeing inside of their mind as well. And so it can sort of make the levels a bit more abstract and turn it into, you know, as abstract as you would want for a 3D platformer. Because if you think about it, environments in 3D platformers are already pretty abstract, so it's kind of cool if you can already make a sort of premise to justify that. These textures look pretty low res, by the way. Obviously, you can look at that shovel and see it for yourself. I don't know how downgraded the game is for Switch. So once the demo is for Steam, I'll probably play it by myself on Steam just to cross-examine them. 1 or 2? Door number 1 or door number 2? I'm assuming I can probably do both of these levels anyway, so I will just start with 1. It would be weird if in a demo it locked you from doing half of the content and then you'd have to replay it over instead of just making it all accessible. Because it is a demo after all. The whole point is to be able to try it out. So this is what I meant by the level looking like an ordinary place, and then it's sort of transforming to sort of represent something more abstract, right? It makes more sense when I don't verbalize it out loud. Whoa. Yeah, I definitely cannot complain about the art direction in this game. Definitely has a very solid direction. Why is that guy giant? Or maybe I'm small. So I don't know if there's going to be any kind of story context in the demo. That will probably be reserved for the game itself. I think this is the first power-up we get. Like the dance they were doing. So there's a key and a power-up. Before I do that, I just want to make sure I get everything that is possible to obtain without the power-up first. Can I climb on that? Oh no, I think you need the spider costume to get over that. See, that's what I mean. There's probably a sort of nuanced debate about this thing. But in my mind, a power-up isn't just something that you use to access an area. That's more of a key, right? Like getting a spider costume that can only be used, whose only use is to climb over a spider web. That's more like a key than a power-up. You know, because if you think about power-ups from Mario and things like that, like a fire flower or a Tanuki suit, wink wink, those are never required to be any specific levels, but they are just very useful. However, if I think about it more, I think there are some power-ups that are definitely required to beat levels, like in Super Mario Galaxy, like the bee costume and the ice flower where you can skate on the water and stuff. But even so, even though those might be specifically required to beat a level or get a certain star with it, it still feels like you have a lot of creative freedom in using it outside of just that, right? Hey, Tim got me a little gem. Something that might bother some people is that the running animation looks like he should be running faster, right? Like it looks like his legs are moving way faster than his running speed would actually indicate. So I know that kind of bothers some people. I don't think it's really that big of a deal. I think it's just part of the animation style. Let's go ahead and get this. Oh, I need the key for it? Okay. Tornado Wolf. You need to perform a spin jump that can damage enemies and brittle blocks. Wow, I didn't even read all that. Thanks, game. I was too busy mispronouncing brittle blocks. Are these brittle? Hang on. Did I miss anything? I can get that stuff afterwards. So it just changes your jump. You don't have regular jump anymore. So I'm kind of thinking that you don't ever really have a move set. The one move that you have might just be entirely dependent upon your power-up or lack of. Even if this game does end up being super easy or something, though, I'm kind of hoping it might be a good speedrun game because 3D platformers usually make for really good speedrun games. I don't think I can go across there yet. I might have to backtrack for that. So I'm hoping this game at least has some, you know, interesting tech or skips or things like that. I can pick up the key again. Okay. Weird. I saw another power-up across that big jump. So I might be able to use the key for that. I don't know if these gems are actually counting towards anything in the demo, or if it's just literally for the sake of collectivity. But I will do it anyway. One last look over. Oh wow, a lot of stuff hiding in there. The purple ones, and I might just be saying this because I've been playing a lot of Hades lately, but the purple ones look like the darkness currency from Hades. Why was I able to get another key? Does this just keep respawning? Weird. The way these statues are presented remind me of the statues you get for your ranking in Bayonetta. The more statues you gather, the more worlds you can visit. I promise to reappear when I see fit. That's a rhyme. So I wonder if all the worlds are even going to be required. Looks like there's some stuff back there. This frame rate is definitely a little rough, though. It's definitely a woof from me, dog. Jumping into paintings? Definitely not Mario. Wow, look at that. Look at that epic ray tracing, that mouth-watering ray tracing right there. Now that's a dynamic reflection if I've ever seen one. Also, why was the farmer there? Maybe he just kind of sits in spots where you are supposed to go. Sort of like an indicator on the required path. Hey, there's a golden statue right there. I think I might have to do some actual platforming to get there. I don't know if I can reach that with my current power-up. Obviously, this game seems like it will focus a lot on the collectathon elements, so maybe that's where the majority of the content is supposed to lie, in the collectathon aspects and not necessarily platforming skill. So maybe that's right up some people's alleys as more like a chill-out game, because I can see why that would be sort of satisfying in a way. But I don't see why a collectathon platformer can't also be mechanically deep as well. I think I will have to come back to that one. They call this a tornado wolf, which kind of sounds like a robot master from Mega Man. Not one in particular, but just the way it sounds. But it kind of makes me think more of the Tasmanian devil because of how he's spinning. Ooh. I knew there was stuff back here. I might get baited into 100%ing this. Ooh, if I was up there, if I stayed up there, I wonder if I could have jumped into the painting there. Actually, I think it's a mirror, not a painting, so never mind. We're safe from Nintendo. No cease and desists here. Is there a way I can increase camera sensitivity? Miscellaneous settings, camera. Cannot change the speed, apparently. Maybe you will in the actual game when it releases. It's a little slow. So I don't think I can get across there either. I can't even jump up that. Surprised I was able to trigger that from over there. Okay, that character definitely looks like a combination between the guy from Knights and that guy from Final Fantasy X. Not Jekt, but Auron was his name? Or maybe even Vincent from Final Fantasy VII. I guess it makes sense, though. I mean, if you're going to have the guy that made Knights work with Square Enix, it would make sense if you got someone that looked like a cross between Knights and a Final Fantasy character. Also, these are actual enemies, right? I'm assuming I just jump on them. Easy. So we're about to get the kangaroo power up here, which will presumably make us jump higher, if I know anything about kangaroos. Or maybe just jump further. Where is the power up? Oh, over there. How do I open this up? Do I have to spin the gear or something? Honestly, I kind of just want to go into first-person mode and watch these guys dance. Actually, they're carrying a little Joey, so they're probably a girl. But I just want to watch these NPCs dance from a first-person perspective and just, like, record a clip of it. It's just too much of a mood. Another key. Are all keys the same? It looks like they are. Let me get that big gem. Ooh. Ooh. I don't know if my Tornado Wolf is going to be replaced when I pick up a new power-up, so I have to make sure I get some use out of it before I get the new one. Just in case it soft locks me from getting stuff. Unless I can backtrack and get the power-up again, but I don't feel like doing that. Jumping Jack. Okay, that literally looks like Yoshi's ability. Yeah, that's literally Yoshi. Uh-oh. Don't tell Nintendo. It feels really weird to be in a 3D platformer that doesn't have the kinds of physics and stuff from Mario. You know, like changing directions really quickly. I still get the same kind of jump and everything. Even though it's technically easier to keep track of because you don't have to take into account all these, physics and stuff. It's just that I'm so used to playing platformers, especially because I've been speedrunning the trials from the Demon Turf demo, and that is very much modeled after Super Mario 64 in terms of its mechanics and physics. You did well to find me, little one. Now I shall let you have a bit of fun. Harness my powers well enough, and I will give you some great stuff. Cha-ching. What happened? I never agreed to this! Balan's bout. What? Tap B when Balan's shadow lines up. Tap B when Balan's shadow lines up with Balan. Minigame? That's way too early! I want to redo that. I thought it was going to move faster. Mash B when lots of Balan shadows appear. I'm powering up! It's like an Asura's Wrath QTE. That's kind of early. Still says excellent, so I guess the window isn't that strict. What is happening? Ooh! Ooh, that one felt perfect. That was like an excellent from Asura's Wrath. Why is this happening right now again? I just found a minigame. Nice. That was actually fun. I would feel super lame though if I messed it up without having a chance to redo it. Like I'd want an opportunity to redo it if I messed it up. But I think you might have to replay the whole level if you do. So I can probably get across certain things that I couldn't before, right? I don't know if my jump is necessarily higher, but I can, well, it looks like I gain a little bit of verticality with the hover, with the flutter jump. I'm just going to call it flutter jump because that's what it is. Ooh. Maybe in the actual game, you can come back here with other power-ups. Oh, but it looks like we can... Okay, L and R looks like you can swap between... You can use them to swap between your power-ups. You can keep more than one at once. It looks like you can keep at least 3. I don't know what happens if you get more than 3, though. It's the end already? Didn't get to use the kangaroo much. Alright, Tim's, get in the bag. I feel like I've seen that lopsided heart silhouette on something before. I can't specifically remember what it was, but I kind of want to say some kind of perfume bottle, something like that. Maybe someone out there knows what I'm talking about and has also seen it. So I don't think it's possible to 100% that level just in the demo because a lot of stuff just seemed inaccessible with the given power-ups. So I'm not going to obsess over that. Yet. Back here, so now we can presumably go through door number 2. What is happening? I don't know if that showed up on the recording, but like the right side of the screen went completely black for a moment. That was bizarre. I'm going to blame that on poor Switch optimization. I've already decided that if I'm going to get this game, I'm definitely not getting it on Switch. Definitely going for Steam, especially because this game seems kind of easy. If I were to get the game, I would probably like to have the option of speedrunning the game just to get more value out of it. And in that case, I would definitely want to speedrun it on Steam because I would imagine the loading times are better. Even though you can take that into account with your times. It's still worth noting. What are those little ripples in the air? Did we just get some pop in on the textures, or was that my imagination? Might have to watch the footage on that one. These little ripples in the air are making me anxious. I really like, just in terms of the presentation, I really like how it looks like the level transforms as you go through it like that. That's a really cool visual effect, right? Key. Okay. What kind of power-up is this? Elasta plant. Oh, look how the pot can bend. That looks so weird. Dude, that's literally the power-up from Super Mario Odyssey in the Steam Gardens level. In the Steam Gardens world, there's a power-up that lets you do this. There's that. I can't believe that actually did something. Honestly, after hitting my head against it twice, I just kept doing it just because, and then it worked. Persistence pays off. It's kind of weird how you can't actually get on top of that corn cob. Looks like I can't actually scale that. I guess I have to go up this way. Oh, you can't stay like this forever. Yeah, it looks like you have a limited time being a tall boy. Purple bad. Probably. Oh, that frame rate. Oh. It's kind of fun just to walk around like this, though. Power up right there. I think that's a new one. So out of all the power-ups we've gotten so far, I would say this one definitely feels the most like a power-up, but then again, you know, this is literally a power-up from Mario, but I guess so is the flutter jump. Okay, let's see what happens if we pick up more than 3. Maybe we can keep them in our arsenal the whole time. You know what? I don't see any kind of HUD indicating HP or anything like that either, so I kind of am tempted to go back to that other level later with those enemies, just so that way I can purposefully get hit to see what happens, because there's no HUD. Maybe it's kind of like in Super Mario Bros, in which if you get hit with a power-up, you lose the power-up, but then if you get hit without the power-up, you just insta-die. Maybe it's like that. Okay, what is this? A dragon! A dainty dragon. Short burst of fire. Hold and then release it to expel a barrage. So you can aim it while charging. So there's no jumping with the dragon. That's weird. Well, what happens if I hit A? Yeah, no jump. Weird. I wonder what that's for. Don't see anything that I particularly need to burn right now, except maybe the scarecrow. How about a little fire, scarecrow? Oh, you could quick shuffle between the power-ups as well. It looks like you can't. Like, right here, I'm the kangaroo, right? It looks like if I wanted to hit R twice to quickly go to the flower, I couldn't. I would have to wait for the transformation animation for that. But I guess, alternatively, you could just go left, which isn't an issue if you can only keep 3 at a time. But let's see what happens if I... Wait, no, I have a... Oh, no, okay, so I did pick up a 4th, and it replaced my oldest one. So that's how it works. So you can only have 3 at a time, and it looks like it replaces your oldest one. Fireproof scarecrows. Wow, technology these days. Oh, and we could have broken these. If we waited to pick that up, we could have broken these with the tornado wolf. Okay. It's kind of a weird way to lock collectibles behind something. The switch opens that, I think. A hole in the ground. Okay. Do I have to do anything over on this side? I think this whole part of the area was literally just dedicated to have that ball roll down. That's weird. Why'd the music go quiet here? Wait, what? What is this spot? Okay, I hit B on it. I'm holding B. It looks like you have to hold B, and then you can walk into this? Weird. Oh, okay, so it's a costume bank. So, honestly, I don't see much use for the dragon right now, but since we just got it, there probably will be a use. Let's replace that with the tornado wolf. Whoops, didn't mean to get rid of that. What? I didn't want to only have 2. I wasn't able to move the cursor back. Let me put 3 back on. Oh, okay, you have to do L and R here. Put the dragon back on, and then change. So now we can backtrack and break those bricks. We already have that. It's weird that the keys respawn. Like, the fact that keys respawn means that you can just farm them, and that sort of makes the whole purpose of them kind of pointless. Whoa, that freaked me out. Oh, don't scare me like that. Okay, sure. So I can go up there with this. I think that is probably the required way to go. Why did I go into first-person mode? Is it because of the wall behind me? Maybe. I haven't been paying attention, but I don't know if the different colored ones are worth different amounts. Oh no, it looks like there's a different count for each color. Weird. I don't think they actually all equate to the same kind of currency. How do I get back up? It seems strange, like, this is the big portion of the level, right? So it seems strange that a portion of the level this big is only dedicated towards grabbing a few gems. It's a little weird. I would kind of expect more purpose from such a sizable portion of the level. And I'm not just talking about there, I'm talking about sort of a microcosm of stuff that's happening throughout the demo so far. Oh, a golden hat? I don't think I've gotten one of those yet, have I? Ooh, ooh. How do you reach that? I guess I have to go around? Maybe I can go around the... Ooh, maybe I can go around with this extra little elevation here. Ooh. This would honestly be easier if the frame rate... If the frame rate were better. Doesn't seem possible. Okay, I'm purposefully going to get hit here to see what happens. I'll do it with this costume, though, in case I lose a costume. Huh? You just body block him. Can you not die in this game? Baby game confirmed? Wait, no, I just fell over. Okay, so it looks like if you do get hit enough, you lose the costume. I wasn't seeing an HP bar. I was not seeing... Oh, crud. I was not seeing... I lost the flower costume in one hit. What? I guess the game heard me call it a baby game. I'm sorry. I could probably backtrack and get the costumes back. I might just wait until I see... Okay, yeah, there. I was about to say, I'll wait until I see something that requires a costume before I backtrack, and lo and behold, it's right there. Well, actually, I should have touched the enemy when I didn't have a costume. That probably would have killed me. I never saw an HP on the HUD or anything, though. Maybe I was just overlooking it. I guess I'm the baby game in the end. Oh, crud, I don't have them anymore. Okay, so I didn't notice the quantity. Well, might as well put that on. Well, that was all for science. The sacrifices I make. So, presumably, breaking through that brick would probably get you on this side, and then you can get the gold hat, whatever the heck that does. Wait, is the gold hat the thing that lets you do those hype Asura's Wrath mini games? I think so. Okay, there's a statue there. Can I hit this without the plant power up? Yes, I can. Oh, that's weird. I don't know if that's a bug or something, but I was just mashing jump, and I was staying in the air right below it somehow. Wait, what were those things? New power up? Perhaps? I definitely could have gotten there if I had the Tornado Wolf. What are those things? Pigs? Yeah. Okay, before I continue on this way, I want to look over here. This thing was in the other level, too. I don't know what this is for. Maybe you need, like, a different kind of power-up and you can spin the cog and then it'll make a bridge or something? Maybe it'll move that bridge from there to here. These look like torches that need to be lit or something. The pig! Pounding a pig. So I can ground pound. Oh, I sat on a Tim. Oh, he has sort of a slow descend, too, if you just let him fall. It's interesting. Whoops, not that. Oh, wow. You can actually get up there like that. Why is the pig's jump so good? Of all things. Wonder if you can get it over this with the pig. Not quite. You'd have to break it first still. But I can get over this pumpkin. Wait a minute, did the costume respawn as well? Does that mean I can literally just farm these two? Oh, that's the one I left behind. Wait, was it? Actually, I don't know anymore. This game has made me question myself. Giant pit. Hit the button, the ball will probably roll out. Why is there a slope here? Is it coming out from behind me? You're going to have to Indiana Jones this? Yes, look at that. How's it going to get over here, though? Oh, wait a minute. Do I have to, like, curve the world by walking away from it? That's actually really interesting if that's the case. I didn't know that the world was literally being curved. I thought it was just a visual effect, but it's canonically being curved. The twists. Hey, actually, I could get up there this way, I think. I actually don't even think I needed this. I probably could have just pigged up there. Pig OP. Just make sure I don't accidentally ground pound over the air. Another costume bank. Whoa, guys, I'm over here. Yeah, I can mash it. I can mash the jump there too, with the pig. So I guess it's not bound to a certain costume. Maybe it's fully intentional. Oh, I wanted to see if I could jump on that corn leaf. You know what this whole curving world reminds me of? It kind of reminds me of Inception, which kind of makes sense because if you think about, you know, this game, it seems like it's very dreamlike, like you're going inside of these people's brains. And in Nights, you were inside of a dream in Nights. And this whole curving thing, you know, from Inception, you know, Inception's about dreams too. So, wow, Tanukiel, what a keen observation. Thank you. So close yet so far. Is this the intended way to get up? This doesn't feel like it. I guess you actually wouldn't want to break this necessarily. Don't worry, working as intended. Even if I had Tornado Wolf, I would not feel confident enough in jumping that far with it. Hey, can you swap costumes mid-air? Maybe you could, like, do a jump, like, float over there with the pig and then jump and then swap in mid-air and use Tornado Wolf. But it looks like you cannot switch in mid-air. That would have some cool tech if you could switch in mid-air. But tech is not something I think this game cares about. I could actually go across here if I do this. Fully intentional. Other power up. That is the Tornado Wolf. Honestly, this plant does not. Wait, hold on. I put on the plant. Why did it not replace the plant? That's weird. It looks like it replaces the thing on the right. Wait, no. It would have been the thing on the left, right? Because I was in the plant. I'm confused. If I break this, though, I can't get back up there. But I'm pretty sure I already got everything, so let's just do it. Wow, no gems. See, I do not feel confident in getting over there like this. I don't know how that would work. Have I been over here yet? What if you could jump on the fence there? Farming more keys. Now, what if that key is actually a key blade? Ooh. Thought the game froze for a moment. Wasn't even facing that direction. I was wanting to ground pound on him instead. The camera's being a little hard to manage here because the camera turns way too easily with the character. Like right here, I'm not even touching the right stick, but it's moving with the character. Maybe it's just because the frame rate being this bad makes it a little weird. Oh, no, I lost the OP costume. I probably should have swapped away from it to protect it initially, but I kind of just wanted to try ground pounding on this thing. Okay. Flower had to come in clutch. The combat in this game definitely has quotations around the combat. The word combat. It's obviously more concerned with the other things, which is fine. End of the level, presumably. This time it's orange, though. Oh, looks like an eyeball. Boss fight time? They have to have a legit boss in the demo, right? So when it says 7 out of 8, I don't know what that's counting. Is that 7 out of 8 statues? I think so, because I think it was talking about how, when it was talking about the statues, it says you need a certain amount of statues to go to another world. And when it said that, it had a picture of a train on the left side. And by that bar that says 7 out of 8, there's a train. So that must be the required amount of statues you need to go to the next area. So I guess it's basically like a certain percentage check. You don't have to have 100% of the level, obviously, to move on, but you just need a certain percentage clear. But look, Balan was the scarecrow in that shot. Yeah, so I saw this video on Twitter already. They already showed off some of the cutscenes like this, which introduce the different characters in the game. One of them, which is really funny, is the girl with the dolphin. That one took such a sharp turn in a direction I was not expecting. That one escalated so quickly. Look it up for yourself. It's so funny. So yeah, it looks like this guy's problem is that the storm keeps showing up. There's another one that's about a guy who's super obsessed with creating an airplane. I think he's trying to invent flight, so I guess in this universe, airplanes don't exist yet. So his issue is a bit more abstract than it being a literal storm. Oh no, I know where this is going. Never mind. Kind of. So is that the trend? Are the actual people you're trying to help going to be the final boss? He has the tornado wolf power. They give me power-ups. That's so weird. They give you a key and a power-up. Like, you need the key for the power-up? What is the point of the keys? This music. The camera's kind of being locked to the boss. Oh, I don't have a key for that? I should have opened Tornado Wolf. I didn't notice what each one was. That's weird that counts as an attack. Okay, a lot of flashing going on. Oh, I get it. Hammer, please. So I'd have to go over there and wail on him after that. Okay, let's get the Tornado Wolf. Can I, like, spin them back at him? Yes. Oh, that was it? Surprised you didn't have to do each thing, like, 3 times at least, right? Rule of 3. That was over so fast. That looks so funny. Are we getting a dance number? Full-on choreographed dance scene. This is super corny, but the music's actually really good. This is great. Honestly, that's a pretty good reward in and of itself. If each boss has like a whole different dance for each one. What is that enemy on the right there? On like the ones that were closest to the farmer. We never encountered that thing. Unless it was the dragon? No, I don't think that was. I think the dragon were behind those. I already forgot. The golden corn. Screenshot. Thumbnail right there. Maybe. Fighting styles. So, did we get a statue? Did we get a different statue for each costume we used? Like, we got rewarded for using 3 different costumes to hurt him? Because we used the pig to ground pound, and then we used the tornado wolf to reflect a tornado back at him. But the other time I hit him, I literally just sort of jumped into him with the pig costume, so maybe that counts as a separate thing since I was technically doing something different. So we have 10 out of 8 of the statues required. Full steam ahead. But I would assume that is the end of the demo. Bipolar Express? This is Bipolar Express. I was joking! Wait, do you actually get to go to this area? I'll actually be kind of surprised if it lets us play this. 4. 6. Oh, this must be the hub, right? That exit animation. Continue. Oh, look, we do have access to 4 and 6. Kind of wonder if I should make those separate videos. Why is there an arrow here? Go and feed some drops to the Tims in the field by pressing B. You ungrateful things, chowing down on these gems I worked hard to gather. They're getting bigger. Don't worry, we're just fattening them up so that way when we eat them, it'll be more to eat. Is there any reason to save them? Okay, so it looks like maybe if we take the pig... Well, no, we had the pig costume, but for some reason we don't have it anymore. So it looks like we would be able to use it here, but apparently not. This is the pink... These are the pink gems. Wait, should I be careful about what I'm feeding them? Like, maybe the pink ones do different things. I've just been throwing these things out here. Can I pick... You can pick them up again. That's weird. I changed my mind. Don't eat it. So it looks like 4 is based around a windmill. Maybe that's the one with the guy that's obsessed about creating an airplane. And it looks like 6 is a cat palace. I don't know what this one would be. Maybe this is the train station. Let's do this one first. Well, this is 6, so maybe we should go in order. Part of me is kind of tempted to just upload these as separate videos, but I'll just put timestamps in instead. It's just 1 level this time, though. Whereas the farm world had 2 levels we could play through. Well, my monitor went black. Not for any, like, wrong reason, but it's just because I've left it idle for a while. Okay. That is the costume bank, right? I don't think we need that right now. That looks cool. Would look a lot cooler in a smooth frame rate. Look at that paper airplane. A sheep. We're going to get like a Cloud Mario power-up. That is something we should not touch. And buy pig. Soaring sheep. Whoa. That does feel like a Mario power-up. Whee! This one's fun. I don't want to lose this power-up, so let's just switch to Tornado. What are these things? Oh, that hurts me? But they look exactly like the exits to the level. Or I've seen them somewhere before, at least. Another power-up. This is the... yeah. A bat? Arrow Acro Bat. Get it? Looks kind of steampunk, though. Lock onto enemies and balloons while in midair. Oh, that's like a Sonic thing. Okay, that's cool. Sonic lock on. First, I want to grab this. I really wish you could switch in midair. Normally, I would leave feedback for stuff like that for a demo, but considering this game is so close to releasing, it's probably already gone gold. So, for one, I don't think they would really be willing to change anything. And two, it's Square Enix publishing it, and they're a huge company, and they probably don't care. Need to get... well, I won't be able to go back up, though. Dang it, I should not have hesitated. I was wanting to go back for this thing, and now I can't get back up. Oh, never mind. Never mind, they respawn. There. Let me get this. Looks like I can go down there. How would I come back up, though? The mirror, look, I guess the mirror is a shortcut. What the? Fox? What? Metal Gear Solid? Transform into an invincible box. The costume, I can't read that in time. What? Fox. I can't move! I'm sliding down the ramp. You just periodically turn into a box? Why would you want that? Yeah, you're invincible, but, that's strange. That must be super situational, right? That was weird. That was literally the power-up that got me killed. They purposefully give you that on a ramp, too. To fight them again? What are these enemy designs? They're like nobodies from Kingdom Hearts. See, I wonder if Square Enix sort of had a lot of influence in the designs and stuff of this game. Or like that, you know, like all the keys and the... I'm sure Square Enix definitely Oh, you can even use this to hit enemies? This is OP. It's like Sonic. But I was going to say, I bet Square Enix is the one that introduced the Tims, right? Because those are super marketable. I think they already have plushies for them on the Square Enix store. Costume bank, who cares? Okay, another sheep. Anything below me? Doesn't look like it. Don't think there's any reason to float up over here or in the middle, outside of just hitting enemies. This is actually a pretty big combat section compared to what we've been getting. Am I hitting them or is it hitting me? And I fell through the blades. I guess the costume banks are checkpoints. No! I can't lose that one. Can I go back for that one? That's one I kind of want to keep. Yeah, let's get that. No, it's a sheep now. Maybe it's just, maybe it changes depending on what you have. How am I even supposed to get up there now, though? Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess it's not always the same thing. I guess it's dependent upon what you already have. We already have that. What happens if I grab it again? Okay, that's why we can't grab it. Let's just use this for combat. Okay, there. Assuming we want that box to progress. All we had to do was touch it, okay. That was one of the steps. I think we can actually get up there by just lifting up a little bit. Can we? Ooh, it's close. If we had one of those other power-ups, we probably could. I'll just do it the intended way, though. How do you get that high, though? I don't know. The sheep isn't letting me get that high. Can we actually, if the camera will oblige me, skip? I bet we could actually skip by just going around here. Should I try it? No! That looks really close, though. I won't try it this time. I don't have the sheep, though. I guess I'm lacking a key. So it saved the steps being up, at least. Did the enemies not respawn? That's weird. The enemies respawned, but we didn't have to redo this. So what's the point of this here? I don't have the sheep, so I can't even use it. And there's a statue over there. I don't know how in the world you're supposed to get that, though. Wait, actually... I guess this side has the same sort of thing, but it has that same kind of box. Should we go back and get the sheep? actually, that's a bad spot to end up. Okay. Oh, there's actually a key right there the whole time. Yeah, the keys seem extremely trivial. I don't even know what the point of the keys is, honestly, if they're going to put a key right by every power-up. I know the completion stuff isn't really going to matter at all for a demo, but I want to play through the demo in the same kind of way I would play through the actual game if I had the actual game, just so that way I can get as accurate of an impression of the game as possible by playing the demo. Okay, I'm just going to dip out a little bit to grab this. That's really close. Why can I not go high enough to grab those? That is not worth the risk here. I don't even think I can go high enough. And even if I could, it's very, very close, and I don't want to have to respawn all the way back just for this. If it were if I were actually playing the real game, though, I would, but just for a demo, I'd rather just keep it moving. We already have that. That was where we started, right? Yeah. I wonder if we could actually hover over there from here. This is the Sonic costume. Sheep. This is set up like it's going to be a combat spot, yeah. Okay. How did that hurt me? Give me that back. I think I hit him as he was doing that. I'm supposed to find the real one. They fade away so quickly, though. I guess you're just supposed to guess. Maybe it's, oh, it's the one with the mask. I walked onto the wrong one. Whoops. Oh, I guess that if you homing attack him while he's in that attack animation, I get hit, but he also gets hit as well. So we did a trade there, even though I won the trade, obviously. Weird. Ooh, game chugging. Weird. QTE time! I forgot that one's a mash. I was waiting on that one. I should have started mashing. Only great. Not excellent. Oh. I was trying to wait specifically to see the moment it lined up. That one might have been like a... What's weird, though, is that would have been like just like a frame or two too late. It never said excellent or great, but it had to have been one of those. That seemed like it was like a frame or two too late. And it didn't say anything, which freaked me out, because normally when I press it early, it lets me press it way more than a frame or two too early, and it says excellent. So I guess it would be better if it was early than late, or at least it's better to hit it when it looks like it's early versus when it looks like even if it's just a tiny bit late. So that looks like it's the end of this level. I don't know if they're going to let us do a boss fight for these levels, like they did with the farm place. So the acrobat costume's definitely my favorite so far, just because it gives you a Sonic-type lock-on. But unfortunately, that's not like an inherent part of the moveset. It's just something you get to pick up in certain levels. I wonder, actually, if you can somehow bring a power-up from one level into another level. It seems as if it is not designed that way, but it does make me wonder. Okay, so we did that level. No, not that level. We did this level. So now one more. Don't forget to feed the Tims. We just threw out 100 at a time. I like that there's actually something to do in the hub, though. I really like it when games make hub worlds kind of like a level on its own. Mario Galaxy is definitely my favorite example of that. Both Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. I like the hub from Mario Galaxy 1 a bit more, though. Can I actually jump down there? No. Dude, why am I able to jump off there, but not further ahead? Also, what is that number? 2. Sub-objective out of 30. Unlock the base of the Tower O' Tims. That must be something you have to sort of work towards throughout the game, right? Okay, so let's do that last level. Door number 1 or door number 1? The girl and the kitten. So I don't think I've seen this particular character. Maybe they showed it off on Twitter before, but I must have missed this one. Oh, look, I do get to keep these power-ups. That's interesting. I'm going to try to keep this one throughout the whole level since it's so good in combat. Pumpkin and a pigeon. That's the required door. Cogs. Gear prints. Okay, so I guess we can finally turn those cogs. Just stick to mini gear switches. Move L to use a switch. I didn't finish reading that game. You obviously need the spider for this spot. So I guess it does encourage backtracking to certain levels. So like, for example, they never offered the gear prints in the farmland, but if you can bring this back there, you would get rewarded for it because of these things. How do I use this? This feels weird. Okay. Sonic time. That would be for the pig. I can already get really close to reaching that, though. I wonder if I can do it with the sheep. Ooh, just... What if I jump onto the railing here? I don't know if you can actually land on it. Oh, wait. Cog. Must stick cog into wall. This one only affects the closer one. This could probably get me across. Almost. Oh, there's the other cog in the wall. Dude, it hit me as I was coming out of the transform animation. I feel like the whole game world should freeze as you are in the transform animation. Don't mind me. You saw? Before I go over there. Don't fall. Ugh, I didn't even see that coming at me because I was looking at the cross section of it. Don't lose the cog. What is that in the crack there? Power up. This spot's actually really dangerous. I guess if you want the gems, you have to go around. Hey, I wonder if we could fall down to get that statue from here. I guess that's probably more important than the gems. It would be a lot easier to catch if we still had the, if we still have the sheep. No! Why do the enemies respawn down here? Oh, we don't even have to go up that way anymore. If we were going to fall, we should have just fallen to grab the statue. I wanted to grab the other gems first, though. Now, let's skip the gems. There's that big red juicy one right there, though. If I get that, though, I don't think I'll be able to come back up for the statue. So if I'm going to do one at a time, might as well get the more important one first. Yeah, I'm going to fall pretty fast, but if I had the sheep still, I wouldn't have to... Hey, got it. Nice. I'll just move on. What? An egg. Is there anything I can push to stay on that? Maybe that's another certain type of suit thing you need. How am I supposed to even get up here, though? That looked like it could have been really violent. Just in case any enemies show up. That sheep costume was really good, though, just to make the platforming really safe, since you could slowly fall. We're balancing. Balan sing. Get it? Where was that one power up, though? One I saw throughout the one I saw through the wall. Maybe that's just part of the level you can only access if you come here with a certain power up. Or maybe I was just tripping. Stay spinning? Oh, okay, I get it. Okay. So I just wanted to make sure there wasn't anything on the bottom side. I will get off now. Maybe just a touch. There. Switch! Dude, are you telling me I have to redo all of that? Maybe it would have been better if I just jumped off the cliff. I don't know. What would happen if I jump off the cliff at this point? I don't want to lose any of my power-ups, though. Let me get back up. I bet the routing for speedrunning this game would mostly just become a matter of getting certain costumes and making sure you keep them and bringing them back to certain spots. Like the fastest way you can get a certain costume. Because outside of that, I don't really see much tech unless there's like some sort of exploitable glitch. I think I should try to line this up a bit more. That looks pretty good. Oh, there. They're going in a square. Nice. These look actually kind of soft. Are they pin cushions? There's no reason to use the costume bank because I don't think we've pushed anything into our costume bank currently. I might as well check. It's been a while since I've checked. Yeah, we have nothing. Oh, it's kind of cool. You can sort by the world too. Chapter 1, 4, or 6. So it looks like we do have some things from World 1 still. I don't know if these would be very useful here, though. I might actually take the kangaroo just to make certain platforming jumps safer. Like, that would have made that one jump that I missed and then fell down. The jump in which I missed it and then fell down, I probably could have made that a lot more easily if I used the kangaroo, so maybe there actually is a benefit to keeping it. Why did the screen turn green? Again, I don't know if the game capture got that, but there it is. Okay, I looked. The game capture is definitely capturing that. What the? So I can go in there, or I can go around here. Should probably do this because this seems like the less obvious thing. I don't know if I can get up fast enough, though. I want to jump. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. There. Ooh, almost made it. I wonder if that's possible. 1, 2. Get up! That lost a fat second. Hey, I wonder if I could hover in place to wait it out. See what I mean? I bet if you had the sheep, you could, actually. The sheep would be really good for this. I think that's actually, if you do need the sheep to get up this, I think that's actually the most creative use of a power-up so far, because that one isn't immediately super obvious, right? Ooh, get up! Ooh, good. Nice. Okay, so it looks like you could do that one with either the sheep or the Yoshi flutter jump. That one was pretty fun. That was the most fun use of a power-up so far. Rider kick! Okay, the next one will be a mash. This is totally an Asura's Wrath fight. What if Balan's not even the good guy here? We don't even know. And we're just helping him beat up on this poor guy. Ooh, that one was fast. Maybe these do get progressively more difficult. He's going to create a tornado and suck out all the air and suffocate him. Yeah, see, I did that one way early and it counted it as excellent. So it's better to make it way early than make it just a tiny bit late. Oops. You've been training me to do it early. Ew, bronze. Who wants bronze? Actually looks more like copper. Copper is actually very useful, by the way. Oh, maybe we're on the other side now, even though we shouldn't even be in the same spot, if my spatial cognition is working correctly. You can technically farm gems from enemies, and the enemies can continually respawn. So I don't think that there is a finite amount of gems, so I guess there's really no pressure to make sure you get all the gems in a level. I don't think that will ever count towards any sort of completion status, maybe, right? Because if I can get infinite yellow gems from those enemies, how are they going to say that there's a certain amount of yellow gems you need to get? What is this? Pumpkin puncher. Punch. Rocket powered punch. Punch. Okay. Wait a minute. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything up above. No, nothing. What did that even do, hitting that? There's a key down there. Who cares about keys, though? I already have 2. When did I activate that one? When I was just mindlessly punching? It would be better if I just switched to something that can jump, honestly. Hey, I wonder if the punching can grab that. But that's how you get it. Yeah. Nice. Dude, looking at that punch fly across the screen with this frame rate is kind of crazy looking. What? I was lined up perfectly. Well, obviously not perfectly, but it looked like I was. Hey, it looked like when I jumped on the platform as it was moving up, it looks like it stacked the velocity of the moving platform plus my jump. So I went really high. Here we go. I think for these sorts of side-scrolling segments, they should just lock the plane to make it a 2D plane so you can't miss these cogs, like how I just did. Don't I want to keep these things activated like that? Right? Isn't that what I want? Doesn't look like there's anything over here, but it seems strange that there's not. Right? Weird. Ooh. No! I am locked on the outside now. Whew, okay. Saved. Okay. Oh, it changes. Do we want the right side or the left side? I only got to see it for a moment. Left side has a golden thing. But I think that's the required way to go because I think I see that symbol. So let's do the green one. That's weird. You didn't, like I had to move forward a little bit more to make it go away from the mirror and actually bring the camera over here. Oh, they got, wait, we have 2 cogs now? Got rid of the pumpkin. This will take us, well, that's a whole bunch of stuff over there, and that's literally the end of the level. Whereas right here, I guess it's actually possible to jump across if you have probably either the pig or the kangaroo. Maybe this requires the pig to get up. Where else would I ground pound, though? Maybe you have to ground pound somewhere on the green side. Whoops! I don't know why I said that so loudly. Sorry. Looks like there's something inside of that flower. A Tim! It ate a Tim. Wait, maybe it had a Tim in it last time, that first time I hit it, but didn't notice it. Hey, anytime I can stick my cog into a wall, that's a fine enough excuse for me. Am I right? Put that right there. How come I didn't get a good view like that on this side? Oh, I guess I did. I just wasn't noticing. How am I going to move that, though? I need to get up there. Wish I still had the flutter jump. I could probably get across. How the heck? Am I soft locked? Maybe I can walk on the fence. This will be very tight. Oh, I don't know. It doesn't seem like an actual solid... It doesn't seem like a flat... It doesn't seem like it has any sort of flat part of its hitbox. You just immediately start sliding one direction or the other. Oh, wait a minute. I have an idea. I are smart. If it will let me use this again, I was going to move it so that way it was kind of in the middle here. Why is it not letting me use it again? No! Oh, I was almost smart. I was going to use that to get this diagonally here. Is this a bug? Like, why would you not be able to do that? There's still a sizable portion of the level left, too. Oh, wait, never mind. I think we were there already. The ending is right there! So close yet so far. Please don't tell me I soft-locked right before the end of the whole thing. Is there no way to reset this? See a statue down there. I almost walked off. I'm wondering if jumping off will reset it. I really hope. I'm going for it. I don't know what else to try. Where am I now? Actually, seriously, where am I? That's really far back. And I don't even know if that reset the soft lock either. There's a statue over there, too. How do I even get in there? I want that open, probably, right? Those things were still active, so I have little hope for the stuff up here. Please be reset. Please be reset. And it's not. Why'd it give me the... Wait, that was the pumpkin? I'm actually a little worried here. Third hit goes further. Oh, look, now it's showing up. That was weird. That must have been a bug before, right? Whew. Good. Yeah, putting the gems there is the clue that I should have caught on to before I soft-locked myself. That would have been so lame if I would have to end the video like that. That on the game's part, at least. On the publisher's part. It's the spot you'd have to ground pound if you want to get that other golden statue. So I guess the moral of this story is don't just stick your cog in any wall whenever you want. You have to actually think about it a little bit. Perfect. It's really weird that you can't jump with certain power-ups. You know, there are enough buttons on the controller for there to always be a dedicated jump button. It's so weird that you can't jump with certain things like the pumpkin puncher. And we are now at the end, but I see a golden egg here. Huh, wonder what that does. Probably for a Tim, right? Touch! So I think that's the last level. Let's see. Then I'll give my final thoughts on the demo once I confirm if that's the end or not. Continue. 1, 4, 6. Might as well give the Tims the rest of our gems. Don't have enough red, or pink ones? Yeah, don't have any pink ones, actually. Let's cough up the red and the yellow. I don't see the blue flower patch, though. It's weird how it's just the one contextual button for everything, instead of there being a dedicated jump button. Like, I can't jump right here until after I throw out all of these things. Maybe they just wanted to keep it simple. Eat up. Okay, so as we watch these Tims feast on my hard labor, I'll give my final thoughts. So I'm really glad that this game got a demo, right? Like I said originally, I was happy this game got a demo because I've been very cautiously excited for this game, which turns out to be very justified because this game definitely... Dude, they're missing all those gems. I guess you shouldn't throw out all of them at once. They better not waste my blue ones. Someone go eat that. Hurry! Wow, you wasteful little ungrateful things. Anyways, I am not ungrateful for the demo because, like I said, I'm glad that they did it so I could see how the game plays for myself, and it is actually extremely similar to what I was expecting in the sense that it is very basic and very simple, which isn't inherently a bad thing. It's just that I don't know if there's enough mechanical depth to really keep me interested, right? It's more of like a chill out game, which some people might like. Well, first of all, I should just say, I'm not getting this game on the Switch at all, because this, seriously, I said at the beginning of this recording that I've been getting burned lately in terms of really bad Switch ports from Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night, and then SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom, and then Warhammer 40k Mechanicus. All those games on Switch ran so badly that I was kind of hoping that developer or publishers would eventually start, you know, realizing this trend so they could stop it. But unfortunately, if this optimization of this demo here on Switch is representative of how the game will actually be optimized on Switch when it releases, and I assume this is accurate because I'm sure the game has already gone gold at this point, this is absolutely just horrible and inexcusable because Square Enix is a big company, a big publisher. They should definitely have the budget and the resources and the expertise to fix this sort of thing, right? So definitely I cannot recommend this on Switch if the performance is like this, because this frame rate is awful, and there were a lot of weird visual bugs happening too, right? And that one that almost soft locked me. Anyways, in terms of getting it for like on PC or PS4, I don't think I'm going to get the game at launch because it's going to be a full $60, and just with a game this simple, I would rather, you know, spend $60 on a game that's going to keep me mentally engaged for a lot longer than this. Even though this is a very nice chill out game, I could see myself getting this game once it goes on sale later. I could see myself definitely picking this game up once it goes on sale later for like $30. $30 is probably the most I would value it. Not in terms of me, I'm not trying to devalue any of the employees' hard work, you know, in making this game. I'm just saying, me personally, I would probably only get the game if it were to get marked down to like $30, or if for whatever reason the speedrun community for this game just blows up, if they find some sort of crazy tech or skips or something, then that would definitely entice me. I don't really see that happening here. Like, I definitely see there being a speedrun community for this game, but it's probably not going to have much tech or anything like that. It'll probably just be more about routing, which power-ups you want to get first, things like that. Although I bet the Switch version is going to have some unique bugs specific to this version. So there might be a certain category that utilizes some bugs that's exclusive to the Switch version. That would be kind of interesting. Anyways, I hope you guys found some value in watching this, either whether it was just, you know, finding the video entertaining, or if you wanted to see what the game was like, but you yourself didn't want to download or play the demo for whatever reason, you just wanted to watch it. I hope you found this helpful. and I will see all of you later. Don't forget to like the video, and bye for now.